Yo, what's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Last video, I was talking about a book, and today we're gonna try something a little different. Now, today we're gonna be talking about the topic of money. Specifically, does money buy you happiness? Now, I feel like this argument is more personal than in general. And what I mean by that is you can't just say that money can't buy you happiness. Like you can't just make that a broad statement and let that apply to everybody. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what, you know, people's problems is. Like everybody has a different situation going on. Like there's some people whose problems is built on financial failure, and then there's also people's problems who were built long after they've already made it in life. So I guess you could say that it's true in both ways. Money can't buy you happiness, but it also can buy you happiness. So I'm going to talk about both sides of if money can buy you happiness. Basically, I'm just gonna be yapping, and if y'all like, me, if you like hearing it, then go ahead, subscribe, and hear more. But anyways, we're gonna talk about the first side. Money does buy happiness. Now, first, money does buy happiness because it's a stress reliever. Knowing that you are financially stable is probably one of the best feelings in the world. I mean, it already takes care of any type of problems with bills, mortgages, any unexpected, big payment. I mean, you can sit back and relax knowing that you can handle anything that you want. You can get if you have infinite money, anything at all. You don't have to worry about, oh, I want this so bad, but I can't. You can get it. You're rich. And if you want to talk about relationships, I don't really see how hard it would be to keep a happy relationship if you're rich. Now, everybody has their separate problems that probably doesn't even stem from money when it comes to being in a relationship. But 9 times out of 10, if you already found the one, you know what I mean? I feel like the only thing stopping you guys is probably going to be financially. So, yeah, like I said, man, I feel like money takes care of all of the added like stress and anxiety, and you know what I mean, like anything that has to do with bills or loans or debts like that is paid off. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about anything holding you back. Another thing is you can chase your passion without having to worry about how this is going to pay off. I feel like with a lot of people who say money doesn't buy them happiness or they're still sad while being rich is because they don't know how to chase their passion, or they never really figured out who they were themselves before, making a lot of money. Like me, for an example, if I was rich and I had unlimited money, I plan to build a racetrack in my backyard so I can go as fast as I want without having to worry about any type of law enforcement. I think having a lot of goals about what you would do if you had a lot of money would at least distract you from anything that would make you sad. You know what I mean? I think having a lot of passion involved in when you're rich and you use that money to fulfill your passion, I can't really see you being sad. And also, you get to take your family on trips. You get to have some leisure time and not have to worry about having to clock back in. You're basically living your life, your whole life, instead of working your whole life. Like I know there's a lot of people out there, or teens for example, or people who went through this where their moms just come straight home, say that they love them and then they go to sleep and then they wake back up, do it again. And it's a repeating process because this is basically like a mom living paycheck to paycheck. My bad. This is basically like a mom living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? They go home, probably don't even eat, go to sleep, do it all over again. Go home, go to sleep. And as a kid, I would think that's pretty draining, and that's pretty like that makes you feel bad. You know what I mean? Going watching your mom go through that, or watching your dad go through that, or kids who had to worry about at such a young age, like, are we going to be able to afford for groceries, or is the bills going to be able to be paid, or is my mom going to be able to pay for my school fees, or is my mom going to be able to keep the lights on, or something like that. Worrying about finances before the age of like 21, bro, or like at least before the age of 18, dude, that, like, you are literally stripped from your childhood. Go try and tell people who went through that money wouldn't buy them happiness. Got a little passionate. Now, obviously, this is a perfect world. Even when you're rich, that doesn't mean you're not working. You know what I mean? But this is just for the sake of the argument. And also, one last thing, I feel like money gets you the best care. Your kids, for example, you can buy them whatever they need to help them succeed. You know, your son wants to play football, you can get him all of the equipment that he wants. You can pay for all of his training that he needs to be better. I read this I read something from, I think his name was Malcolm Gladwell, about how 10 years of experience um is what somebody needs to be great at whatever they're doing. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into it because that's not the topic of discussion. But basically, what I'm saying is, if you have the money to put your kid in the best training program as possible, and you start him since he was a youngin, I mean, he's going to be pretty great at football, unless football is just not cut out for him. Because at the end of the day, you cannot force your son or your daughter to be your project LeBron, or be your project Harper Murray. You know what I mean? Let your kid live your own life, live their own life. If maybe he's not an athlete, you can buy him all the books he needs. You don't have to worry about school fees. Your son or daughter can take any classes they want without having to worry about if it's too expensive. Your kids no longer have to worry about what college they have to go to. Even if they have an opportunity to get there, you know, they don't have to worry about it being too expensive because it's taken care of. And I feel like there's nothing that puts a bigger smile on a parent's face than seeing their kid happy, or seeing their kid just absolutely loving their life. Like I was saying, I feel like it depends on the specific person. Like someone who's down bad on their luck, right? $10 billion fall into their account. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to make them sad again for at least like as long as they live. Now, money isn't going to bring, dead relatives back. It isn't going to bring your dead dog back, but I would think money would keep you pretty happy. Like, especially if you're doing everything that you love to do, and you're surrounded by a lot of people that you love, and that is a lot, surrounded by a lot of positive people. I mean, it would take a lot for someone to really be emotionally unstable and just can't be happy anymore. And being unhappy does not count if you stub your toe and now you're pissed off for the rest of the day. Sweater gets caught in like your door and now you're already having a bad, no, that's not what I mean by money buys you happiness. I'm talking about the actual problems that people actually face in life that are actually like serious. You know what I mean? You spill coffee on your shirt, obviously you're gonna be mad no matter what. That's not what I'm talking about. I am not talking about the inconveniences that happen in people's lives that can happen no matter what. I'm talking about the actual like problems that people face. Now, even though there's a lot of debate about money buying you happiness, right? There's some things that money can't buy. First thing is relationships. No matter how much BBLs a girl gets, no matter how much plastic surgery a girl gets, no matter how much makeup a girl gets, you you can't buy a new personality. You are still you as a person, and that goes for the same for guys too. There's going to be people out there who genuinely don't like you because of your personality, and that's something money can't buy. I mean, you can't buy a faithful person. You might be able to buy that wedding ring, but you're not going to be able to buy a wife, if that makes sense. Because I feel like no matter how much money you have, in due time, it's something's going to go wrong and it's not going to work out. Like, I'll use Great Gatsby for an example. I feel as if Gatsby was just too emotionally just unstable, and he just had a lot going on, And Daisy wasn't rocking with that. So she stayed with her husband. But anyways, second topic is money can't buy you a passion. Money, I don't think money can buy you like a purpose or a love for something. Like people know the highest paying jobs is being a doctor or being a lawyer, you know what I mean? But if you don't have a passion for being a doctor or especially being a lawyer, bro, you're not going to do well in that field. Well, for a lawyer, for an example, bro, do you know how hard it is to pass the bar? You could be studying the test questions for the bar for like your whole entire life and probably still end up getting most of the questions wrong. Because I'm pretty sure it's like based on like situation. It's like situational type questions. Like I don't think it's anything you could really even study for. Or being a doctor, if you don't like seeing blood, you're not going to want to be a doctor. I mean, if you're passionate about being a doctor, I feel like it's easier to study and be a doctor and go through everything they got to go through. But if you don't even like seeing blood, I mean, no money, no amount of money is going to make you like seeing blood, if that makes sense. And going back to my argument about money buying you happiness, if you have no purpose in life, no amount of money is going to make you happy. I don't think anything is going to make you happy if you don't have a passion in life or you're like passion doesn't even have to be like a habit. Passion can literally be like you're passionately you are passionate about your family. You know what I mean? You're passionate about your wife, you're passionate about your work, you're passionate about reading, you're passionate about doing activities like literally if you have no passion about anything then I don't think you can be happy. If you went through something really traumatic in your life, there's not going to be no amount of therapy that guarantees you recovering over that. And therapy in general is not guaranteed to, help you recover anything. So money definitely can't buy your emotional situational situations. Another thing is I feel like there's always competition. Like you're always going to want something more. You know what I mean? Maybe if not maybe if you have unlimited money, maybe there's like somebody has that's like one of one that you've always wanted or like you have unlimited money but you don't have that perfect girlfriend or you have an unlimited money but you can't you can't have babies because unfortunately there are things on this earth that money literally can't buy. And I feel like if there's something that you really want and it's just not, something you can acquire financially at least, I mean, I feel like that would suck. Like that would actually suck. Once again, that determines on who the person is. You can't base the saying money can't buy happiness or money does buy happiness and then feel obligated and then make everybody feel obligated to listen to it and to agree to it. I feel like saying money buys happiness, of course, if all of your troubles is financially and everything else makes you happy in life, like you have a great support system, you have a happy relationship, but you guys are just falling apart because you can't keep the house or you can't send your kids to the school they want to go to. So now your kids is sad because you know what I mean? They're trying to think of the right college to go to without having their parents to worry too much about how expensive it's going to be. Obviously, if $10 billion drop in their account, I mean, everything else is already figured out. But then again, that $10 billion isn't going to solve every single problem 50 years down the road. You know what I mean? So I don't think money can permanently buy you happiness for like the rest of your life. Like, I don't think it guarantees you happiness, but I definitely think that money can buy your problems in a way. Like I said, like any if there's like a debt that's holding you back and you can't like your credit score is cooked because of this debt and you can't pay off this debt and then you get gifted like $1 million, like, dude, you have the freedom to now do whatever you want because that debt is clear. But at the same time, if there's someone who's already rich and $1 million drops in their account, I mean, you're still going to be happy. I mean, it's a free $1 million. But if you're already rich and you're still going through like relationship issues, or maybe you and your parents aren't on the right level or whatever, or your kids still hate you, I mean, it's not really nothing that's going to fix that. So I feel like the whole money buys you happiness thing, it's definitely situational. So I feel like money definitely buys you, stability. I feel like it can buy you comfort. I feel like it can buy you a lot of opportunities. But then again, I feel like that's definitely how you use those advantages. You know what I mean? Like, are you going to make a positive outcome from sending your kids to college? Are you going to make a positive outcome of um building your racetrack in your backyard? You know what I mean? Because you could build that racetrack in your backyard, but then if you crash or something and then you have like a life threatening injury, I don't know, but I feel like as long as you spend your money in ways that you invest, like if you use your money to invest into your happiness in a way, I feel like it's going to be very hard to not be happy. Like everything happens in a blink of an eye, you know what I mean? But I think if you invest in your happiness and invest in your passion, I mean, I feel like life would be a smooth boat ride. But you always got to remember money is a tool and not a purpose. No matter what, there is going to be a problem about something. Even if you have $1 billion, if you walk down the street, there's still going to be somebody who dislikes you. You know what I mean? Money does not buy. That's another thing. Money does not buy other people's opinions. Not everybody's opinions, at least. Because at the end of the day, comparison is the thief of joy. Once you have all this money, it might even be somebody in your family who then does not like you because you have everything that they don't, and you're better than them in a way. But honestly, I think the people who don't end up being happy with a lump sum amount of money is the people who revolve their whole entire life around it. They cut off everything else to chase this one passion, which might be money. And they might have a passion, but if your passion is just money, there's no way you're going to be happy. I promise you now. Like, there's probably even stories about it. People who just chase money and they cut off their parents. They basically go ghost from everything. They have no emotional intelligence. They don't know how to read somebody. They don't know nothing else but money. Yeah, bro, you're not going to have a good life. You're not going to have a happy life. I promise you. So I would say definitely build yourself up and, find who you are and love yourself before you make that next step of making yourself financially free, because the most important thing about your life is you. It's not money, it's not your wife, it's not your mother, it's you. It's your life. So take care of it, or at least I should say your happiness. I wouldn't. That sounds a little conceited if I say the only thing important is you. No, your happiness, it should be based off you. You should not let anything else control your happiness except for you. But anyways, that's basically the end of the app session. This is not set in stone. I mean, if y'all have differing opinions about what I'm saying, or maybe you want to add on to what I'm saying, or maybe I'm saying something completely wrong and y'all have your opinion and you want to say it, bro, the comment section is open. Please let me know. I want to debate about it because honestly, I'm willing to hear anybody else's opinions. But the question I'm gonna leave y'all is: does money buy you happiness? And if it does, then what would you do with it? And if it doesn't buy you happiness, why? Why are you still sad, or why are you still upset with $1 billion in your account? But other than that, peace. Make sure to like and subscribe.